What's up everyone, it's Daniel with VintageMagic.com. Thanks for watching another one of my videos. So today is going to be about a very important conversation that I think I've mentioned in my other videos, but I want to dive into it more deeply. Partly is because a situation occurred recently in regards to a friend wanting me to help him basically upgrade his unlimited Power 9, some of his pieces, to beta Power 9. Now, I'm not going to reveal names. The person will obviously know who it is if he watches the video, but I do want to share this as a glaring example of some of the key things of not to do and warning signs when you deal with customers and even your friends. So, a couple things that I normally will not do is I normally will not do deals with friends if they're not willing to distinguish business and friendship. I think it's really important to understand that because I think some of you guys should think about this. How many times have you done deals with friends and then it goes sour possibly and then they get upset? Maybe the condition's bad, you know, there was a problem with shipping, whatever. These type of things do affect friendships. Another example is like doing business with family. Have you ever loaned money to family? Have you ever given you know, free advice? You know, let's say you were a lawyer and you gave free legal advice to your family and all they do is ask you for advice, but obviously you have a business to run and you need to get paid for that, but they're, you know, their family, so it's kind of hard to ask them that and there's no money exchanged. And then you feel taken advantage of, right? I think this example will point out a lot of different things that hits home for a lot of you guys. So I want you guys to kind of follow this and see if we can, you know, figure out what is learned here and what is, you know, what to improve on later on from, you know, your end, because ultimately you have the ability to make decisions for yourself in your dealings for Magic the Gathering. So basically I was contacted about, you know, many times in regards to upgrading some beta power, unlimited Power 9 to beta Power 9. I would say multiple messages, multiple contacts, multiple conversations. And it all led up to, you know, finally this friend, you know, basically wanted to do this deal and, you know, and basically said, hey, would FedEx the cards to me to help him sell the unlimited, and then obviously would give me some cash because unlimited is obviously less expensive than beta. And to upgrade to help them get those beta Power 9. Well, a week or so plus go by, no cards, and the guy basically says, well, yeah, I bought something else, decided to kind of hold off, blah, blah, blah. And I just basically halted the brakes. And I basically told the guy the exact words that I was pretty firm. And I said that, you know, this is an example of all talk, no action. And I was saying it in a way where that when you always call me about something, like this isn't the first time it's happened, it's been multiple times. When you call someone and you ask them and you email them and you know, basically barrage them with you know, wanting to do this project, yet you don't flip, when you flip the switch, say you're going to FedEx the items and send the money, you don't send the money and make another excuse, and then, you know, basically insinuates, hey, you know, I'm probably changing my mind here. It just changes everything, the dynamic. You know, we're not close friends, so that's one thing, but the fact is, you know, in this particular deal, I wasn't going to make $1 really on this deal. I was going to help the friend out, basically to upgrade the unlimited to beta and get the best condition possible. Partly is because I'm vending at Grand Prix Las Vegas 2017. I do have you know, the beta Power 9, but mine tend to be better quality than what the guy can afford. So I wanted to give him, hey, you know, copies that are more played, something that is within his budget. So I'm going to be basically spending negotiation hours trying to wheel and deal to try to help this person out. In fact, when the person said, hey, I want to go ahead and do this, I've already made phone calls, made some arrangements, and possibly striking deals and then a week or so goes by. Luckily, I didn't exchange any cards or any money, but I want to point out that example to you guys because think about this. What if I bought, you take someone's word that they're going to do a deal, but what if I went off and bought product or traded for the product or whatever to basically make the deal happen? So the guy also said he's going to go to GP Las Vegas, fly out there, pick up the cards for the beta upgrades. He wanted to do that kind of timeline. I said that's pretty possible. I mean, I get about a month, and also during the GP also, I think that's possible. And I was like, okay, cool. So here I am thinking the guy is extremely serious about doing this trade and deal. I'm doing my best effort as a seller, as a friend, to basically help the person. And then he makes some kind of, really the lamest excuse possible, saying he's buying some other equipment for his business, changes his mind. And I'm just thinking to myself, why did we have this entire conversation for months and months of constant contact and discussion of, things you wanted, condition, whatever. I mean, there's tons of information about this. And you go off and break it. So this comment I made to him, that all talk, no action, is something I want to tell you guys that I think it's valid in this case, and it's valid to use to people. In the sense that, not to be rude or offensive, but if you are buying something from someone, like a vendor, let's say a vendor, the vendor has the right to choose not to do business with that client. Let me say that again. If you go to like a McDonald's, or if you go to a restaurant or a hotel and you act belligerent or you damage their product, are they gonna want you back? Hell no. If you steal from them, obviously not. Then what about this? What if you go to Walmart or go to a store, Nordstrom's, whatever, you pick out this outfit or whatever, and you say, hey, it says $5. But you tell the cashier, no, I want to pay $3. And the cashier's like, no, let me get my boss. You keep arguing over and over again. You make it such a big deal that you always want the best deal. You want to negotiate, but obviously the price is $5 and you're not willing to go lower, and you're causing a scene, you cause an issue. The vendor has the right to say, hey, we don't want your business. We don't welcome your business. Now, some of you guys out there will probably say, well, Dan, that probably wasn't professional to say that. But to be honest with you, I have the right as a vendor and also the right as a friend, because this got pushed to a different level. When you are dealing with a friend, and I want to be clear on friendships, if a friend takes advantage of you, the whole buck stops there. Is that if you're not able to step up to the plate and tell a customer and also a friend that, hey, what you're doing is basically, and I didn't just say that comment, I also explained myself. I explained that the reason why I said that comment was because you're doing a lot of talking here. You've spent hours and hours, multiple hours. You don't even know if I bought cards. You don't even know if I set up deals for you. I'm making arrangements to make these trades and to sell your unlimited cards too, right? I have to help you sell your unlimited cards, find buyers to do that, to make it all work. What if I'm selling your unlimited cards to a buyer, and then I'm also trying to hook up and find the beta cards to match it up together to offer you a really good card, and then you obviously break the deal. I look like a joke and a fool because I went off and made all these deals, and I'll make all these, and then my word is broken. My word and reputation is on the line. So that's the reason why the comment is acceptable in my eyes. And maybe it's not to you guys, but I want to hear what you guys think. But I want you guys to learn from the lesson here is that, first off, when someone tells you to do a deal as a friend, I want to be very clear with you. I already knew this already, but I told that, I'm a person that can separate friendships and business. But if you're going to use the friend card, you better be well aware that if you're going to do it as a friend card, you have to understand that there is a level of broken relationship risk that you can have. Now, I didn't really do this necessarily just truly as a friend. I knew it was going to be a business transaction. There were other things that this person was going to offer me in the future in terms of other, things in terms of marketing and content and stuff like that. That's kind of the negotiation, but at least you have a relationship built by helping someone out from a business perspective. It wasn't like I was doing it for free in the sense that hey, I'm doing it for like a family member or a long-term friend. But the thing is, the way I look at it is when you're saying it as a friend, because he used the word friend, I look at it as if you are truly looking at it as a friend situation, why not respect that friend and follow through with the deal, not go off and waste someone's time. You know that you had to buy equipment for your business already. Why did you go off and buy that? Or is that just an excuse? See, that's what I'm saying. If you really care about someone's friendship, why would you put them in that position? That's the thing is, I have a business to run also, right? You have to respect me as a friend, that if you back out of deals, it affects my family, affects my business, affects cash flow, whatever. That means you don't respect me or our friendship, to be honest. So I want you guys to think about this because it's a little complex, but I want you to think about this in your next deals. What will happen when you actually make a trade, a deal, something with a friend or someone that you've known for a while? Is it something you want to get into? Now, this is obviously a larger deal than the normal, hey, I'm trading a force of will or I'm trading some fetch lands. This is power 9. This was a complex thousands of dollars in transactions. And this is a conversation that's been going on for a very long time. But the thing is, if you are dealing with someone's friend and you consider them as a friend or even as a business associate, you have to respect that, hey, if you make a deal, you have to follow the deal. Unless it's like a complete catastrophe, like you lost your arms or you have a family issue or something. But buying equipment for your business, you could have planned that out a long time ago. Then why did you make the deal? Why did you barrage me with contact and put it in writing and that you're gonna FedEx me stuff and get this going? That's the reality, is that when you do that, you've signed a verbal contract, right? Agreeing to something. And I think that goes back to my other videos. I've said this before, is that I would recommend going back to some of those videos about investing, is that when you keep your word in this business, and in any business, you basically are building that reputation long term. And think about it very simply. If you go to work and you're always late, you're breaking your word to your employer because you said that you'll be showing up to work on time. The right thing was to show up to work early, ready to go, sharp, ready to work. Instead, all you're doing is breaking your agreement and they're probably gonna fire you. So what gives you the right as a buyer to break your word to a seller? Saying that you're gonna buy something and then you just, have to get cold feet. The thing is, I understand that there's issues. I understand there's medical bills, excuses can be made up. I get that. But I wanna let you guys know, I wanna let all buyers know, and also you guys out there in the YouTube world, that if you guys buy something from us and you don't follow through on your deal, and we had an agreement, a verbal agreement, a written agreement, whatever, you guarantee this. I will not do business with anybody if they do not follow through with their previous deal. Meaning if they do not purchase the items that they said they would follow through on, then I will not do business with them ever again. It would have to be a very special circumstances too, if they had medical emergencies, stuff like that. And I will not change a deal. That's the thing, is it goes both ways. See, as a seller of things, what if I changed the prices of the stuff I was selling? What if I was sold a car, like we've had these problems with modern masters and people, sellers not fulfilling their stuff. But what if the seller was like, sold some boxes of modern masters to someone and the buyer goes off and, it's a complete opposite. The buyer goes off and says, no, I don't want it. Don't want it. It's a really good price, but I can't afford it, whatever. So that's correct. That's correct to buy something from a seller, but then back out of the purchase because of just an excuse, just easy to, oh, because you're the buyer, right? But as a seller, you have no choice. You have no right, right? Yes, we do. I'm telling you, as all sellers, all buyers, listen to this. Sellers have the right to block you from buying on eBay. They have the right to not have you bid on eBay. They have the right to not do business with you on their store, maybe brick and mortar, online, whatever. So that's a lesson to be learned. If you are a buyer that is planning to just game the system, waste vendors' times, they have the right to block you. They have the right not to do business with you. It's very important to understand that. It's not a one-way street. It is a two-way street. So, in conclusion, I don't want to, I'm not trying to do this video to rant and like be pissed off, because honestly, it doesn't affect me like that. I felt like there was an opportunity to share a real world scenario that actually occurred for me. It happens, unfortunately, it happens once in a while, but luckily, people actually follow through with their word and honor it. That to me is the most respectable thing. That's the thing is, if I offered something to someone and the price changed, let's say I even did a 1-year, 5-year contract, whatever, and the price changed from like $5,000 to $50,000 because I just wanted to. My reputation, my word means nothing to anybody. But because when you buy from me, you buy from our website, if it's in stock or whatever, if there's an issue with that, I will fulfill that price, or if it's on contract, whatever, if it's a year or 5-year contract, the price is the price. Even if it goes like 10 times more, I don't care. I will sell the same price as agreed. All right, guys, thanks again for watching this video. I hope you guys learned something out of it. Write your comments below what you guys think, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Take care.